What's going on, Colts Nation? I appreciate you joining me for another video where today I want to talk a little bit about what the game plan might be, right? Offensively, defensively, what are we looking at going into this Texans game? Now, obviously, going into this year, new players, so it's going to be a little different. Colts mostly the same. Texans, a lot of new players. Also, a lot of guys going into their second seasons, right? Both draft classes for the Texans and the Colts were impactful for them last year. So those second year guys are going to be the story of the game, right? Also, a couple of the rookies for the Colts going to be part of the story for the game also, which is going to be a part of this conversation. But at the end of the day, like when you look at it and you're looking at the Texans and when you think about everything they have, right? I mean, CJ Stroud at quarterback, they have Joe Mixon as their starter. At running back, they have Stefon Diggs, Nico Collins, Tank Dell. Then at tight end, they have Dalton Schultz, who made plays against us last season. So all over, like they have the offense. And their offensive line is not terrible. They have Titus Howard, Laramie Tunzel, Shaq Mason's on that offensive line. So they've definitely gotten better. They have one of the better offenses in the NFL. And if you sit here as a defense, if we sit there and just let them dictate the way they want to play offense, then they're going to be successful and we're going to lose week one at home, right? And we've lost week one a lot of years in a row. So, you know, what will really be different there? But we have to win. We have to get, first of all, vengeance for week 18. And we have to assert our dominance against the Texans, right? Division game to start the season. We have to be able to come out hot. So, how do you do that? And I want to start with our defense because I think offensively we all kind of get it. But defensively, pardon the interruption, I just want to let you guys know how much I appreciate you stopping by the channel. And I also want to say that when I look at the analytics, 50% of the people that come by and watch this channel are not subscribed. So as Peyton's telling you to do here, hit that subscribe button right now. Turn those notifications on so you get notified when any videos come out. Now, if you need any further proof of why you need to subscribe, when you look at the numbers, 62.4% of the views on this channel over the last month have come from people that are not subscribed to the channel. So again, if you're one of those people, hit that subscribe button. I appreciate you so much. And let's get back into the video. What are the details that we need to go over to make sure we can stop CJ Stroud in this offense, right? And of course, with all the receivers they have, you can't let the receivers get the ball in their hands. You can't let CJ have a bunch of time to throw. So, of course, you need to the pass rush is going to have to get there. You can't let them have 4 or 5 seconds. And, you know, sometimes there are quarterbacks that you talk about, like if you just get this guy off his spot, then he's going to have trouble throwing the ball. But for CJ Stroud, that's not necessarily the case. CJ Stroud, he can move around. You can make him have to drop back up a couple of extra steps. If he steps forward and has to go up to the right, whatever the case is, when he's on the move, he can still make things happen. So for us, for the defense, it's of course going to start with the front line, right? Grover Stewart, DeForest Buckner, Kwity Paye, assuming Latu is going to be in there a lot of the game against CJ, being able to hunt him down. At least I hope he is. Like Tyquan's good. And whatever the rotation is, I hope the rotation is coming on Quity's side. I need Latu on the field for 90% of the snaps or more. That's just the way it is. I don't care if he's a rookie. He's ready. He needs to be on the field making a difference. His athleticism needs to be on the field making a difference. Need him to be on the field. So this is what I'm hoping happens. And again, it starts up front. So this is where you want your guys in the middle to push up the field, right? Now, and you got to be gap disciplined against a guy like CJ Stroud. Same with guys like, you know, Patrick Mahomes, Josh Allen. You need to be gap disciplined because if those guys see a seam, they'll either run or they'll have the ability to step up and be able to throw the ball in the open area that you left because you weren't disciplined in your gap. So for the Colts, it's going to be those middle guys keeping the pocket pushed forward so that CJ can't continue to step up, but also the edge guys to not only contain, but to move in a way where they can get around their guy and get to the quarterback. And it has to be, I mean, this is boom. right? But it's also what these guys are trained to do, right? It sounds like it'd be complicated. It's not, right? With the guys that we have, it's not complicated. Stopping Joe Mixon is going to be the next thing. We have Grover Stewart, we have Kwity Paye, we have DeForest Buckner. We should be fine stopping the run. Not so much worried about that as I am stopping CJ Stroud in that offense. Again, not giving CJ time to throw downfield, right? That extra 2 seconds. That's how CJ gets the time to burn the secondary for 75 yards and a touchdown on the first play that the Texans have on offense in the game. That happens because the pressure's not there. Now, of course, the secondary is going to have to do their job. We got guys going into their second year. Now, Juju is going to play, but he also was the guy that was playing when that 75-yard touchdown happened against the Texans in Week 18. So we just need the guys to understand the assignment. We need Gus to call the game in an aggressive way. That's what I'm looking for. Can he adapt to being aggressive? Can he adapt to running different coverages? You can't be so predictable. Can he disguise things? We were by far, there was a graph going around on Twitter a couple weeks ago, and the predictability by the Colts defense is by far and not even close, easily the most predictable defense. There has to be some sort of change, and I assume there will be. With Steichen as coach, as the head coach, I assume he talked to Bradley like, hey, if we're putting up all these points every game, I'm going to need you to stop letting the offense know before the play even happens what you're doing on defense. You need to disguise some things. You need to run some different coverages, make it look like a coverage you would normally run, and switch it to a different coverage that they're not expecting. We have to do something on defense. So coming into it, that has to be the game plan, is to make them think that they're going to see looks that they know and to bluff them, all right? And also pushing the pocket. You need to push the pocket forward and make it uncomfortable for CJ Stroud. When he wants to move, boom, pounce on him, right? Just like in week 2 of last year when we ended up with 5 or 6 sacks, into the game on a sack. That's what we need. Put the pressure on CJ Stroud, make him roll out. When he's rolling out and he has to, the field gets shorter, the entire defense needs to move with him. Okay? It's dangerous to pass the ball to the opposite side of the field, so let him do it. We have athletes on defense. If he wants to pass the ball from the right side of the field while he's being chased down and toss it to the left side of the field, let it happen, because that ball is going to be in the air longer than it will being right in front of him on the right side of the field. So this is what I'm assuming is going to be talked about in the defensive meetings leading up to this game. You cannot let CJ Stroud do whatever he wants. Okay, from the defensive line and their assignments in the secondary and what they're supposed to do, they need to do what they do. If they do what they do, we win. Okay, because again, the offense, from the offensive side, run the ball effectively. AR needs to keep himself upright. He needs to make sure he's not taking hits. Give the ball to JT 25 times, between 20 and 25 times. Spread the ball around. Don't make any crazy decisions. It's the same story on offense every week, right? So coming into this one, we know we're going to run a bunch of RPOs. We know we're going to run the ball, and we know that AP and AD are going to be the guys that we're going to be looking for the deep shot. Now, hopefully we have Josh Downs back. At the point where I'm recording this, at the point that this is putting out, right? The Colts haven't even practiced this week, so who knows if Josh Downs is going to be back. Hopefully he's able to be back for this game. That would be a massive help coming up. But if he's not, then I assume we're going to see AD and Anthony Gould taking snaps from the slot, maybe even some Alec Pierce in the slot with AD on the outside. Could see a couple different combinations. But overall, just balance. And Shane Steichen on the offensive side, that's what he will do, right? And you know Shane's philosophy is we're going to throw the ball to score and run the ball to win. So that's exactly what I expect us to be able to do, a balanced attack, coming in, being aggressive when we need to be aggressive. But I think we're going to take what the defense gives us, right? And we know that this Texans defense, who got better, they're going to be coming after us all day long. They're going to try to put pressure on AR as much as they can. They're going to send blitzes. They're going to disguise things, right? D'Amico Ryan's very good on the defensive side of things. It's going to be a good chess match between D'Amico Ryan's and Shane Steichen. So very interested to see what happens. But this is what I think needs to happen defensively. Just you got to get after CJ Stroud. You can't let him be comfortable back there. Offensively, just be balanced and don't turn the ball over. That's really what it comes down to as we look at the game plan for this upcoming week. That's how we win. In week one, we haven't won in week one in so long. That's how we do it. Okay, so hopefully we're able to get the job done. Hopefully the guys that we got are able to come in and do what we need them to do. We think we have a good team. Time to prove it in week one against the Texans in a division battle. We got to make things happen, right? Early and often. We can't come into this season sluggish like we have in years past. So you let me know what you think we're going to do in week one. Offensively, defensively, what do we need to do to win this game? You tell me down in the comment section. Of course, make sure you're subscribed with notifications on so you continue to get notified anytime we have any content on this channel. Of course, I appreciate you stopping by for another video. As always, take care of yourself, take care of each other, and go Colts.